break, I remembered that I forgot something that was very important and I think really needed to be talked about. And that has been Pete Hegseth's behavior and the way he's talking and lashing out at people. Okay. So, first off, I'm going to go ahead and start with what is this mentality about pure just mass destruction? I mean, I talk about this a lot on my TikToks where it's that peace through strength mentality, which it does not work. There will never ever be a time where you can have peace through strength. Because, I mean, that would simply mean that everyone is in fear of you or is cowering to you in some sort of way. So that's not peace. That's nowhere near peace. Now, the way that he keeps talking, it's so interesting because he is the frat boy that does not know how to hide the bodies. Like, he's good at making bodies, but he doesn't know how to hide them, and he can't keep quiet about it. So, as I would like to call him, Chat Pete GT. This guy, I mean, Keg's Breath is really just, I mean, he's really overstepping his boundaries. But what he's really saying is, I think that they keep pushing off of what Israel has been saying. You know, it's a preemptive defense. Basically saying, you know, we're gonna try and get them before they can think about getting us. So I don't know if you ever remember the movie Minority Report. And then quite recently, they just came out with another movie called Mercy. It speaks to the same thing, but it's like that precog crime. So we're looking at something that is statistically likely that you could do in the future. And so if we go ahead and chop that head off the bud right now, we don't have to worry about it. But I mean, there's so many implications behind why that is such a horrible thing. And I don't know if anybody remembers, just a few years back, actually, there was an incident where there was a police station or a little police area that was basically using precognitive AI to assess what they were looking at were who people were, like their record, who they grew up around, who they sorry, I just got a notification of primaries that just happened. So my state, North Carolina, is on one of these, and it's about to be on. Oh, I'm never going to watch it. I might get to that, I don't know. But anyways, so the concept of what he's doing is saying that we are going to look at all of these data points that we assume, and because they have worked in these situations for what we have created as hostile, terrorists, whatever it may be, suspects, we make the algorithms for these AI to go off of. So there's already the bias in it. And so for them to say that, we have all the intelligence and all the assets in the world, we know exactly what we were doing, and we knew without a shadow of a doubt, if we didn't blow them off the map, they were going to do it to us first. Like, wait, what? And then, you had Rubio, who was, really interesting how he said it, because Rubio was like, yeah, well, we knew that we had to strike them and strike them as hard as we could, because if we didn't strike them, there would have been, mass casualties. But then if we didn't do anything, if we didn't, come back and try and get them after they had already gotten us, there would have been way more casualties. So it's what? So you're trying to say that if we didn't just blow them up now, the opportunity for them to come back for vengeance is bigger But then also we took away the option for them to even make an attack in the first place. So problem solved, right? And I think that we need to get a little further in this. So without further ado, here we go.
Weapons. So we're very clear-eyed about the nature of this Iranian threat, and we're going to get after it. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for the question. The only thing I'll add is that unlike an operation, a single operation like Midnight Hammer or Absolute Resolve, it'll take some.
Hold on. Can we also just say, who the fuck is doing these names? Midnight Hammer, Epic Fury. It sounds like freaking porn star names. Like, what? I don't know.
Time for us to conduct battle damage assessment, and the targeting cycle that CENTCOM will run will take those things into effect. Admiral Cooper will adjust his plan and fires accordingly to ensure that we're attriting that. He's focused on long-range strike capability coming out of the enemy, and that's a key and essential part of it.
Capabilities that still exist from the enemy front.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say we're still doing BDA. Normally we'd be able to see a singular thing and we'd assess pretty quickly. He's doing offense and assessment simultaneously, so it'll take longer for us to assess than it would in a single operation.
Secretary Hegseth, thank you. Reagan Reese with the Daily Caller. 2 questions for you. The president said yesterday in his video message that we will leave Iran when we complete all of our objectives. What are our objectives? And can you share more information on how the soldiers who were killed were killed?
Well, I laid out the objectives, as did the chairman. They're completely nested. I mean, Iran has an ability to project power against us and our allies in ways that we can't tolerate. So whether that's ballistic missiles and drones, so offensive capabilities, effectively their navy, which would attempt to set other terms and impose different costs, drone capabilities, which we laid out there. And ultimately, though, this tying it back to Midnight Hammer, the president has been willing to make a deal. You can't have a nuclear bomb. Radical Islamists can't have a nuclear bomb that they wield against the world. He gave them every single opportunity. Then we precisely took it away.
Wait. I'm not sure if I remember history correctly, and I'm pretty sure I was talking about this not too long ago. But we had a deal with Iran that they were willingly not going to produce nuclear weapons, and that they would allow and submit happily to having people come in and do checks and whatnot, systematically or periodically. So I'm not exactly sure where he's going with this. And then for him to be like, well, we had to make sure that these guys, they don't have a nuclear weapon. Only we can. The frat bros of the war bros, yeah. I mean, look at his face. But then also, the way that he opened up that comment. You know what? I kind of like this freeze frame here. I think that's a funny one. But I mean, looking at this guy and just hearing how he talks. I mean, I understand that he was a news anchor and he thought he was cream of the crop, but he's not. I guess it's just snide comments, man. It's just too much. Like, it seems like each person in the administration now has their own form of insulting presence. Like, their demeanor is all insult. That's it. It is literally like watching Mean Girls. Mean Girl is the Jersey Shore edition. I don't know. Anyways.
And even then, after that, they didn't have that. They didn't come to the table with a willingness to give it away. So ultimately, those nuclear ambitions, which never ceased, are something that had to be addressed as well. So that's a discrete sense of what's being addressed here to ensure that they can't use that conventional umbrella to continue a pursuit of nuclear ambitions. And then as it pertains to the U.S. casualties, that particular incident was, you have air defenses and a lot's coming in and you hit most of it. And we absolutely do. We have incredible air defenders. Every once in a while, you might have one, unfortunately, we call it a squirter that makes its way through. And in that particular case, it happened to hit a tactical operations center that was fortified, but these are powerful weapons. So we certainly will do, as I said, moments like that, as we remember them and we take care of them and take care of their families, only stiffen our resolve.
You see, like, the look in his face, like, you can tell. Look at his forehead right now. You can tell he is embarrassed. Not like he's guilty. He's just embarrassed that he actually has to admit some sort of fault. But it's not even that he's admitting the fault. He's like saying, okay, well, some things are gonna happen. But I mean, throw the baby out with the bathwater, why not? Some things are just gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, this cavalier kind of, fuck it, going home. Hey, it is what it is. If I succeed, I succeed. If not, it's your fault. You shouldn't have trusted me. You shouldn't have. One of the things that I really would hate, interacting with people, is when you meet those completely disingenuous shitbags that just say, hey, that they do all this other kind of stuff, and then, they do you dirty, and then they turn around and make it your fault by saying, well, I didn't hold a gun to your head and make you do this. And it's just that scapegoat, like, I'm going to take responsibility for whatever you might have lost because of whatever I did, because you allowed me to do it, because you were a good person. You should have been a good person. That's Cag's breath. Cag's breath is that guy that says, hey, you shouldn't have been a good person. Democrats, this is all your fault because you were good people. Your kindness is what got you into this situation. So honestly, if you really want to make any of this anybody's fault, it's the Democrats' fault for being so nice. That's what this guy is saying. That's the kind of attitude he has. And this guy is supposed to be Secretary of Defense. Excuse me. Some Office of War or some crap like that. Oh my God! Just
sure that we do this properly.
Thank you.
Yep. Right here.
Thank you, Secretary Hegseth. I had two questions for you. First, are there currently any American boots on the ground in Iran?
No, but we're not going to go into the exercise of what we will or will not do. I think it's one of those fallacies for a long time that this department or presidents or others should tell the American people this, and our enemies, by the way, here's exactly what we'll do. Here's exactly how long we'll go. Here's exactly how far we'll go. Here's what we're willing to do and not do. It's foolishness. And so President Trump ensures that our enemies understand we'll go as far as we need to go to advance American interests. But we're not.
Peace through strength, though, right? We'll go ahead and do whatever we want to do. We'll take out anybody. We'll wipe everybody out. We will take out our allies. We don't care. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, honestly, at this point, him and Jesse Waters, I feel, are going to be in the Epstein files, and they have been these egregious little turds, insufferable little turd bags, because they know, like, along with Matt Gaetz, I feel like the three of them were like the little bro crew that used to just run together and hang together, and like they just completely dumb ditwit kind of typical, like if you remember what was it, The Nerds, maybe The Nerds, like the series of The Nerds, yeah, they were all the jocks. Dumb as fuck and no clue, and they get excited when it comes to the idea that they can assert dominance. I'm so excited. I mean, think about this, where he's talking about basically, if we want to forego, international laws, we want to forego the rules of engagement, anything that binds us and makes us civilized human beings. Forgo all that. Fuck it, we don't need it. We don't need that. Certainly not us in the Trump regime. We don't need that. And for him, that is, I feel like it's almost a depiction of strength. So he feeds off of that. And that's why you see him like now. He's got some issues. Like, this is some sick kind of, I don't know. But once again, did you obliterate the place, or did you just scrape the surface? I thought they were decades away from being able to do any more nuclear testing, enriching, anything. But apparently now they're like, just minutes away from it. It's either now or next millennia that, what's going to happen. It's going to happen sometime in between then. I'm like, what's so crazy is you still have a base that does not remember, nor do they want to know, that the Iranian people, the Iranian government has always been at least transparent enough to tell you, hey, we don't have any weapons of mass destruction. I'm pretty sure, after, look at what happened to Iraq. Who really want to say, yeah, we've got it, yeah. And think about it like this. The only countries that truly have stockpiles of nuclear armament are all countries with dictators in charge of it. Now I'm gonna let you decide what you think about America on that list. Are they a dictatorship or what? We're almost becoming synonymous at this point. The only thing that we don't have is full-on socialism, so that people can say, "Oh, it's the socialism fault." Yeah. But at some point, I kind of feel like they would say, "Yeah, we're gonna implement socialism, and then I'm gonna be a true dictator." And then see, that's what happens when you vote in or you support socialism. You get me? And it's just a way for him to make an excuse to take power, as he is already doing. Which, yet again, he is floating that little stupid ploy of, I'm just not going to leave office. Anyway,
Dumb about it. You don't have to roll 200,000 people in there and stay for 20 years. We've proven that you can achieve objectives that advance American interests without being foolish about it. Now, will we be bold about it? Are we willing to be decisive about it? Do we put months and months of planning into what kind of effects we want to achieve? Absolutely. But going forward, why in the world would we tell you, the enemy, anybody, what we will or will not do in pursuit of an objective? We fight to win. We fight to achieve the objectives the President of the United States has laid out, and we will do so unapologetically. Thank you.
Okay. That really just sounds like a little frat boy crying. I don't do whatever I want to do. You know who my dad is? My dad owns the place, man. My dad. Bro, that's what he sounds like. But what's so scary is that this guy is buddy with the group that holds the nuclear codes. They hold the nuclear footballs, and this is how they're talking. We don't have to answer to anybody. We'll just do whatever the hell we want to do. We'll blow up anybody. We don't care. These guys, I know you guys are sitting here saying, it's jokes, blah, 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 blah. But think about how hyped up these guys are. Think about the operation names that they've got going here. Epic Fury? Come on. Epic Fury. You're trying to tell me Epic Fury over here isn't just, frothing at the mouth to try and drop a bomb? I don't know if you've noticed, but in the past, few days, man, this guy has gotten so hyped up over the idea of casualties. And then he's just running out here, jumping out like this. Just talking out straight out his head. Something's very wrong with him. But once again, there was a treaty that was once in place that was to solidify Iran not having nuclear weapons nor armament, nor be in the process of making it. And Trump tossed it out. Okay? So, this is what you have now. And I mean, who's to say it wasn't for this specific reason? Saying that, at some point in time, the idea was, because think about it like this: the 4 greatest places that have oil are the 4 greatest places that he has tried to attack. Right now, we're in Iran. We already went to Iraq. We've already went to Venezuela. And surprisingly, guys, there's Canada. But he wants to make that the 51st state. He says that Greenland, we basically should just go and take it, just straight take it over. And see, at this point, with the way that these guys are so hyped up with epic fury, I wouldn't be surprised if they would say, hey, look, give us Greenland or we'll drop a nuke. Iran, surrender your oil and your gold or we'll drop a nuke. And then with that threatening, once they've allowed themselves to be taken by the Americans, I mean, what's to stop these humans from saying, well, you know what, we're just going to go in and we're going to take over your country. We might as well. We've already broken down. I mean, think about it. They effectively just wiped out their government. And they weren't even meaning to, and still did it. Now, some would say, that's one of those, lucky, I forgot what it's called, but no, that really was dumb luck. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, these guys really couldn't plant a fart out of a wet paper bag. Okay? I had a hole in it. They couldn't even figure out how to do that. But you're trying to tell me these guys should be in charge of the nuclear football, healthcare. I mean, think about it like this. Yeah, we got this kind of people. So at this moment, Congress and Senate are only ideology and, that's basically it. Ideology, policy. That's it. Everything else from healthcare, housing, all that kind of stuff, no, that's the regime's responsibility, which is why they're just getting rid of it. I'm saying, nope. You want housing? Sure. We will give you these large warehouses. And you can bunk up in them. It's a new style of apartments. And that's what we're doing. The jobs numbers were misrepresented, but they were down no matter what. And what they tried to say was, see, this is what happens. This is what, when they didn't report anything, they said that, the unemployment was down. Okay, well, there's a correlation to it. There's not enough people anymore for the workforce to even count it like that. You have completely disrupted, more than just supply chains. It's to affect, I think they say there's never been any president that has ever had this much of a loss, especially in job numbers. American business, manufacturing and whatnot is plummeting. It's not where it needs to be. And the GD, the Dow, how did I forget? The Dow was once 50,000, but it ain't. But don't forget the Dow. I remember saying.
Is there any significance to Israel carrying out the strike to kill the Ayatollah? And I wanted to know, what was your immediate reaction to finding out about his killing?
I think Israel did a great job in the conduct of that operation.
President Trump put a 4-week timeline on it.
Please.
Wait, so then now that means that, they did take them out first. He is admitting that Israel fired the first shot. So no longer can you keep saying that Iran was the arbiter of this whole war. No. Israel shot first.
That's wrong?
Yeah, thank you. You mentioned during the briefing, General Kane, that there would be additional troops sent to the region. Could you say how many troops currently are involved in this operation and how many additional troops are planned to go in this next phase?
I don't want to talk specifics because that would tip the enemy off. We have more tactical aviation flowing into theater just based on the time it took to get it out there.
Wait a second. I don't know how many of you had to laugh like I did. Yeah, I don't want to tell the enemy what we're doing, but wait, I thought you just said you didn't care. But secondly, as I recall, MAGA pundits keep saying this isn't a war because there's no boots on the ground. Yet he's confirming that there will be boots on the ground. So, are we at war?
I think we're just about where we want to be in terms of total combat capacity and total combat power for Admiral Cooper. One of the things
That's a yes. We are at war.
So that a commander, he'll consistently assess the trajectory of the campaign. Is he on or off trajectory? And then make an ask of the joint force, which will then develop options for consideration by the secretary and the president to either increase or in some cases decrease the amount of combat capability that we have over there.
I heard the question about 4 weeks. It's the typical NBC sort of gotcha type question. President Trump has all the latitude.
What? How was that a gotcha? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody wants to know some sort of estimated timeline or projection as to when you would be through with wasting taxpayers' dollars and lives. I mean, we need to know how to hunker down. I mean, that affects, that affects national security all over. That there's a whole lot that is involved when it comes to a war. So the more information that you could allow to your people and to people understand how to best prepare, I mean, that's been a common thing. I mean, granted, you don't want to give, I think that's so childish. To be like, we're telling you secrets. We hear you guys are leaking on signal. You've got your own people running around different countries and talking back and forth with dictators and all other kinds of spies and this, that, and the other. You're not afraid of leaking. You just don't want to tell anything because you don't have anything to tell. Simply, but you don't know what you're doing. You went and started this war from Mar-a-Lago with sheets, and you didn't even take the time to do the ceiling. Like, you didn't even cover the ceiling, and there were people, there were guests that were there at Mar-a-Lago, but you were worried about the enemy getting secrets. But you said that it doesn't really matter what anyone says, and there's nothing that can stop us. We're going to go do it. And even Iran has alerted to you that they don't really have the capability to have long-range missiles like that. So where's all this adding up at? It's taking too far or too long to do all that. I don't know.
In the world to talk about how long it may or may not take. 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. It could move up. It could move back. We're going to execute at his command the objectives we've set out to achieve. And what he has shown an ability to do that other presidents can't quite seem to have the aperture to do. Well, I mean, Joe Biden didn't even know what he was doing. Is to look for opportunities and off-ramps and escalations for the United States that creates new opportunities to execute what we need on our own timeline. So you can play games about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He has all the latitude, and I'm glad he does, because there's no better communicator than our president expressing those things.
Daily Mail.
I've been in.
Yo. Before he gets into his little diatribe here, his little frat boy, as usual, frat boy, cook boy rant. Bro, this frat GPT looking motherfucker, bro. I'm tired of all the disrespectfulness. I'm like, okay, MAGA, I get it. You thought that it was cool. You could own the libs. Oh, we could say a couple things, bro. I'm gonna make them mad. Ooh. Yeah, okay, great. But now we're dealing with politics, bro. Like, this is serious. This is the world stage seeing you talk like that. Are you serious?
In meetings with the president for the last 2.5 days, we know exactly where his headspace is, and he will communicate as he should exactly what he would like, and we will follow those orders. And I think everything he said on that is right down the middle. Absolutely. Yes, right there. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Secretary. I left my hometown of Sakis in Iranian Kurdistan in 1996. Can you promise that I will be able to return home safely this year? And I have a following question too, please.
Well, I appreciate the question. I'm not here to place guarantees on that, but I think the message the president has given has been clear to the people of Iran. This is your moment. The world was seized by these crowds and then seized by the reality of this regime killing tens of thousands of innocent protesters. So we saw the nature of the regime yet again exposed. We saw many of the Iranian people seek a change there. This is their moment to take advantage of it for sure.
You served in Iraq and know that no American soldiers were killed in Kurdistan. The Kurdish people are very pro-American. Will you continue protect Kurdistan and Peshmerga as loyal ally of the United States? Why I'm asking this question? Because now Kurdistan is under attack by Iranian drones and by proxies in Iraq and on the region.
I think I can speak to allies generally in the region who we've been in constant communication with. We have been standing shoulder to shoulder with them, and we appreciate their capabilities. Absolutely. Yes, right here.
Hi, thank you. Cameron Arkin with the Daily Wire. My question is about some of the domestic threats, if any, regarding this right now. Are there any concerns about Iranian sleeper cells, and kind of what has the Trump administration been doing to kind of monitor these
All
threats?
across the interagency, in full coordination. Of course, we're paying attention to any potentialities there. This is a former regime, a regime that seeks to export that ideology, try to sow terror.
Wait. If they're all dead, who's sending out what? Who's doing anything at this moment? You effectively stepped on the snake's head and you crushed it and it exploded. And artillery is everywhere. And you're sitting there saying, wait. You, sir, would be the police officer that would arrest a dead body. And you would go ham on it, trying to beat up a dead body. Like, yeah, no. That's ChatGPT. Keg's breath. Frat bro for life. I'm pretty sure he is that guy where, yeah. I'm pretty sure you tried to get over the nuns house and be like, hey, dude, you shooting dogs or what? Yeah. I got my drink, epic fury. Yeah. I'm ready to go shoot some dogs. Rawr. Oh boy. I'm just gonna get it. And then, wait. So, I'm pretty sure you've heard about his pastor. And his pastor being invited to the Pentagon, of course by him, and his pastor talking, to government officials and basically saying that, kill every brown person, women don't mean anything, they're only meant to be in the kitchen, and I don't believe that anybody but a napkin male should have any rights or anything. I think his pastor is. So, yeah, she knows more like that. But, once again, this guy is a part of the accessing of the nuclear footballs. Just throwing it out there.
We're ready for that. We've seen these types of folks before, and the American people can rest assured that we're vigilant on that.
Right. Secretary, thank you. Kind of a follow-up on that last question. There was just this, what appears to be a terrorist attack in Austin yesterday. How does that change the operation at all? What effect does that have? And
it doesn't change.
Okay, and so for those of you who don't know anything about that, so yeah, there was a day before yesterday, it was a mass shooting. It was in Boston. So the details are still fuzzy and really happened. Unless there's been something updated so far, there really hasn't been much to it. The only thing they have is that I distrust taking ethnic person because we're not sure what exactly they are, but they're saying they know who he is, but that he was radicalized and into Muslim faith and all this other kind of stuff. Which one day I will do an episode on why people keep using this long withstanding kind of, they bastardize something out of it. It's not even the Quran. It's something else. It's not. Anyways, but so this gentleman had a sweatshirt on that said "Property of Allah." Now, I am going to say stop your bullet right there, because before you even say anything, I know a lot of you have property of God. Jesus is my co-pilot. You have that. Remember the place sitting there saying, what does that have to do with anything? That's God. That's not Allah. That is literally the translation. Allah is just God. And they're talking about the same God, but I don't know how you guys don't really know that. But Allah is the same God, it's just a different language. I mean, think about it. We'd say Jesus, but you go to our compadres down south and Jesus. Same person, same name. Just okay. I realize there's gonna have to be a lot to cut out because my mic keeps cutting out. But I don't know. I'll cut some shit down. All right. Anyway.
The operation at all, and I know the authorities are executing exactly the way they should.
Secretary Higseth, and one for Chairman Kane as well. I understand to your point here that you don't want to broadcast everything for our adversaries to hear, but the American people also want to know what they're sending their men and women to war for. Is there a concern of this spiraling into a longer war? And then one for the chairman when you're done.
Did you not hear my remarks?
Okay, so that's the type of one that I'm pretty sure everybody's heard. That was such a snide remark. First off, notice that he hasn't really been taking any female questions. I mean, this is the first one he really takes, and that's what he says. Just not here. That's kind of that snide shit, though. Like, you really, I wish she was eating yogurt and was like, oh, word food. I threw it on the ground. For those of you, I do like Lonely Island a lot. But I mean, this is one of the situations, bro, where like I wish you can have access to lettuce and tomatoes and other fruits that would leave a stain so that you can just toss it at them. This misogyny that is so deeply embedded within his turd bag. Like, can we do a welfare check on his family, please? Make sure they're not locked in the basement. Anyways.
I mean, we're ensuring the mission gets accomplished, but we are very clear-eyed, as the president has been, unlike other presidents, about the foolish policies of the past that recklessly pulled us in to things that were not tethered to actual clear objectives. So we know. We have plans, we have generals, we have chairmen, we have commanders, CENTCOM commanders, Admiral Cooper, who's executing very deliberately to ensure outcomes that I laid out are accomplished. But we would never, in front of a press pool, lay out how long that may take. The mission for our warfighters, which is what matters to us, is very, very clear. And they're executing it right now violently.
For the chairman, quickly, I have one for...
Did you notice that last little bit on the end? He just had to throw in violently. They couldn't just leave it alone, just like normal human, Yeah, they're handling. They are committed to the task at hand and executing it decisively. No, like I said, full-on fucking frat boy, saucing it up. Epic fury. Violently. Who is that? God, once again, I'm not going to stop stressing this. This guy is in the camp that has a nuclear ball.
For the chairman, you said this is not a one-night operation. It will take time to achieve the goals. What would be the goal line here for you?
I think the Secretary laid out the military objectives, and that's what we execute against is the military objectives.
Last one right here.
Thank you, sir. As you've said, there are a large amount of U.S. service members that are in harm's way right now. What is your prayer for them?
First of all, my prayer for them is that I do pray for them.
How is that even a legitimate answer? First off, my prayer for them is that I do pray for them. Burn! Energy drink! Raw! Epic fury! Midnight hammer! Like, you just look at his beady eyes and you can just tell this guy's like, I'm thinking of 7 shots to get started. Oh man, she looks like a whiskey drinker. Yep. Like, you just look at his face, dude, like, yeah. This guy is a flubber lad. Like, he's got the flubber gut and all that kind of stuff. Can't even do a fucking pull up and all this, but he's over here talking all this violence. And, yeah, we're gonna kill this. Yeah, we're gonna do everything we want to do. Oh my God, what a fucking moron. Anyways, continue.
My wife prays for them. Our family prays for them. Our cabinet prays for them.
Notice, I'm not even getting into that. I pray for them. I just told you I prayed for them. Didn't you just hear me? My wife prays for them. Everybody, my cabinet prays for them. And I don't think he's talking about the cabinet that he's currently in, but I'm thinking he's probably talking about his liquor cabinet. Yeah. I think he's probably got a couple of Hail Mary shots that he's got to go do.
None of this is done on a whim. Having been in the
You sure about that? None of this is done on a whim. Knowing that your boy went to Netanyahu and was like, hey, I need you to find a reason for us to get involved. Nah, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll find a reason. He said that, 2020, Iran was in the list that tried to steal or tried to sway the election so people wouldn't vote for me. Yeah, that was completely not true at all. There was a whole investigation into it. No evidence was found whatsoever that anyone outside of Russia had done any kind of foreign meddling or foreign meddling, basically, or tampering. I mean, like, you could just completely... the guy knew this because he was the one who pushed for it. So he knew that was the outcome. But he knew that his base was so stupid, they wouldn't remember. So what did he do? He just flat out lied and said, yeah, I had to go bomb Iran because, they tried to take the election away from me in 2020. And in 2020, they tried to steal the election. We gotta have them clean, fair. Clean elections. That means we gotta go out and take the ballots out and wipe each one of them off real nice and clean. This is the guy that told you to inject bleach. It is now telling you that war is inevitable. Casualties will happen. Inject bleach. Looked at an eclipse without the glasses. Said that maybe, sunlight would hit it, maybe take it away in, under a minute. I don't know. I know more than doctors know. I know more about science. I know more about groceries. Groceries. It's a new word. A word that I started using, and then everybody else started using it. Affordability. Everybody's talking about affordability. And then months later, affordability is a con job. But yeah, okay, that guy, right? That guy. Strong leader, right? Look at the photos of him today, and it looks like he is having the demon try to crawl out of his neck. I'm just here for a good time, not a long time.
Their boots, having been in their shoes, having been in their flight suits. I think I know we think about them with every decision that we make and every recommendation that we make to the President of the United States. Those recommendations are made prayerfully. And when I pray every day for them and for this mission, I pray simply for the biblical wisdom to see what is right and the courage to do it. It's going to take courage to follow through on this. There's going to be a lot of noise. And we pray for that, and we hope all of you do as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. That is Chat GPT Keg's Breath, and that is what he had to say about this war. Once again, I want to keep reiterating, this person runs in the cabinet that has the nuclear football. Iran, at one point in time, had a deal that they had on the table that said that they weren't going to produce nuclear weapons. They weren't going to enrich uranium. And what did Trump do? He threw it out. And also, it is real shock for us. Anyways, it's a time where I have to leave because other things are more important now. I'm just kidding. But anyways, thanks for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, wherever those little button things go. And remember, we all got to navigate the way to the dark of the logic. So please, by all means, tune into the next episode. Goodbye.